Mr. TC. Yes, there's Mr. TC. It's always good to see him and Mr. Forrest. So after being gone for a week, I find Mr. TC and Mr. Forrest. The first evening back, I didn't get back last night till way late in the middle of the night. Haven't seen either one of these boys today, but here they both are. You can look at that collar that Mr. Forrest has got on. It's just about in his fur. It's still not all that tight. Look how big he's got. Just absolutely beautiful. And Mr. TC, he got through the year with the majority of his antlers. We get on down here and looked. Cold out here. Yeah, hi there, Mr. Forrest. Hi, Forrest. Hi, baby. Look off down there. We see Buddy. Little Buddy, he's watching them two big boys now. TC acts like he's gonna go down there and run Buddy off. Surely he's not gonna do that. By golly, he is too. Looky there. Looky there. He took off running at him. Buddy held his ground. Buddy says, hey, I'm your buddy. Don't be running me off. We got plenty of ryegrass out here to eat. Plenty of ryegrass. I don't know how many antlers we'll see here in a short period of time or for a couple of days, but that's some good ones right there. I saw some big ones this morning. 3 big ones. I don't think it was either one of these 2 big boys right here. I think they were all 3 big wild bucks. Not tagged, born in the wild bucks. But I promise you, dandies. Dandies. These guys right here, even though they're our friends, they're some awful big deer. What a way to start another week. I checked my Texas Hunter feeder this morning. God, look at the size of that buck. I checked my Texas Hunter feeder this morning, and it is working. It's throwing, it's coming on, but it's not throwing feed out. Now, the way that happens when the battery gets a little low, and it's got a solar charger on it, but we have had some rain, a lot of cloud cover, not many days of daylight, and what has happened is it is coming on and throwing, but it's not, the battery's not charged enough to open that little door in there that lets the feed drop. So we haven't, God, look at that. These are probably 2 of the 3 that I saw. Wonder if there's another one out there somewhere. I don't see any anywhere. These are probably 2 of the 3 giants I saw yesterday morning across the road, and they never come over here. Now, I just threw some feed out there by hand. Now, that's not a tag deer. I don't see a tag at all. Totally wild, beautiful, perfectly 8-point, big giant, 9-point, big giant 9-point. We've seen him here before. And hopefully the feeder is going to start throwing 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, all during the daytime. I reset the clock to get to daylight saving times. There's another big boy there. And that is another totally wild deer. I see no, these are deer that are born in the wild. Some of the deer from our breeding program. Look how white he is. I bet TC's his daddy. Maybe Forrest might be his daddy. Look how white he is. And I think he is an 8-point also. 8 or 9-point. Those deer are beauties. Oh, there's another one down there. There's another one down there. Who is that? His hawks are still dark. He's still looking for girls. But they're not really hard into the rut because they're run together. And they were together yesterday. I saw these 3 yesterday morning way out across the road over there. I looked down through my binoculars. I don't have my binoculars in my hand right now. I just didn't share no. Oh, that looks like another giant 8-point. Oh, my goodness. Look how symmetrical he is. Typical, we could say. Typical, we say, in deer language. And it looks like, I think he's just a giant 8. Now, these deer may not get any larger than this. These are definitely the 3 that I saw yesterday morning together, I believe. Hopefully, we'll get them hanging out here at the house. They may come around the front yard and feed, I don't know. We want them to get hanging out here at the house where we can watch them throughout the winter. God, look at that guy. Is that gorgeous? My gosh. Now, we wouldn't actually take any of these deer probably hunting on this ranch here because we don't hardly take anything below at least a 10 point. And we like to kill deer that are at least 150 score and at least 5 years old. These deer meet none of that criteria. None of those deer will score 150. Although they score pretty good for 8 points, and they're all just beautifully symmetrical. Look at that deer there. He gets those horns sideways, and you can only see one side of the rack. That's how close they are. But he's just absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And, oh, wait a minute. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Who is that? Look at that deer. He's got a tag in the left ear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 point. Beautiful 10 point. God, look at that. 4 giant bucks together. This deer is tagged. The other 3 are born in the wild deer. This deer has a tag. We tag bucks in the right ear. That may have a tag in the right ear and the left ear. He is definitely a big mature buck. Probably 2 years older than the other 3. Beautiful 10 point giant. Perfect horns. My goodness, my goodness. What a sight we have here. And these deer evidently knew about that feed, or they smelled it. They got an incredible sense of smell, obviously. They might have smelled that feed from South Fresh Feed from a long way off. I'm going to go kind of watch them through another window there because this is quite an exciting thing for me to see these 4 big deer. And I thought that one that I saw with the tag, I thought he was with yesterday. Maybe there was only 3 in this bunch because I only saw 3. There's 1 extra deer come in here. I'm going to go check from another spot as they're walking through there and see what kind of look we can get at them. Absolutely incredible deer. Oh. This is my bedroom tree stand. And look over here. Look over here. Does. That's where those deer were going. Does. Now, does are noticing the feeders. And the bucks are not paying attention to those does. Ooh, I take that back. Looky here. There's a big guy coming in. That's the dominant one. Is that the one with the tag? Yes. That's the dominant one. Yes, sir. He's paying attention to the does. Look at that tail. Look at that tail. He's on the hunt. He's on the hunt. There's a little baby. Baby going over there to the feeder with her mama. And this big boy. Oh, he's smelling that ground. Are you ready, girl, or not? The second rut is going on, or what hunters call the second rut. I don't know what biologists call it. The other deer decided to come back, got his nose to the ground. One of those does, probably in heat. And that big boy's saying, if one of them is, he's mine. Look at that. Now, that's definitely a 160 score deer right there. Just beautiful. And I don't know where he came from, but he's here now. Some of our deer are in other places. So maybe we've gained some and lost some. And maybe our neighbors are in the exact same situation. I hope little Whitey is somewhere where he gets fed regularly. Look at that. I moved over here to this window to get nice big pretty shots. The deer changed windows on me. That is some gorgeous stuff though, I gotta admit. I gotta go back over and shoot just a little bit more video from that other window before I turn this loose here, because this is just dramatic. This is amazing. I've lived my whole life, not yet, haven't lived my whole life up to now, trying to get things like this to happen. And here on the Eagle, we're making it happen. 3 totally wild deers and one that's tagged, born in a pen somewhere, have come to live here at the Eagle. There's the big boy there. That's that big 8-point that went around to the front. They were going around. I don't know. They might have just seen those does over there. But he knows that's just a 2-year-old deer. That's his second set of horns probably. So he's going to grow up to be way bigger than that. But he knows that of those 4 bucks, that one is dominant. And he's not. He's very well aware of that. So he's not going to really get over there and horn in on them too awful much. And go take a look and see what they're doing. Bucks and does together at the South Fresh Texas Hunter feeder. God, look at that. Just have your camera out there and big bucks pop into the scene. How cool is that? How very cool is that? Jimmy, did you die and go to heaven and somebody didn't let you know? I love it. Oh, look at that. Okay, there we go. Mr. Big. A solid, typical, perfect 10-point, 4-year-old deer, peacefully eating with my does and fawns. Eat that little girl right there behind him. She's not too concerned at all. There was a wild doe this morning I saw right after daylight come through my bedroom, by my bedroom window, that had 2 fawns. That might be her right there, I don't know. That might be the 2 babies. That looks like a baby. That is a baby right there. The other one is quite a bit larger. That's probably a doe. One of those fawns was older than the other one. I don't know how many are right there. Maybe it's just a doe and a fawn. I thought I'd seen 3 does and fawns. You know, when you're looking through this iPhone and you're holding it, and you start looking around, the camera looks in other places too. So you're really being a horrendous camera person. I'm not a camera person, I'm a cameraman, by the way. Yeah, it's just a doe and a fawn. I thought I'd seen, I don't know. I thought I'd seen a couple of those and a fawn. Obviously that doe is not ready. Probably already been bred, of course, this time of the year. What a giant, beautiful buck. Look how heavy those horns are. You know, they score by the length of all the tines, so the number of tines the better. That's why you need at least a double-digit tine count before you... I think there is another fawn or doe behind that feeder. Seems like I thought I saw something stick their head up there. Oh, Jimmy, point your camera out there, right? No, I guess maybe that was a buck back there come in. Like a doe and her fawn. It's probably the little baby we've watched all year. But I am so glad I threw that feed out there. That is just gorgeous. The bucks will actually run the does away from the feed, just like does will run other does away from the feed. Something scared them a little bit. Oh, there's the other doe right out there. Yeah, and that is a fawn. So that probably is the wild doe. There is no tag in that baby. So that is a wild doe. So actually every deer out there, including the one with the tag, because that's not our tag, every deer out there is a wild deer. Now, the one that's tagged was probably tagged in a pen. Had to be tagged in a pen to be tagged. Released, maybe when it was a baby, got through the fence somehow. Our deer, our elk get across on my neighbor's land. And some of our bucks get across, some of our does get across. But that's okay. They're good neighbors. And they don't just kill stuff over there. They do hunt. They are improving the genetics of all the deer in the area, whether they stay in their land or not, just like the ones that stay in my land or not. Lucky 13. I saw swim in the lake the other day. We've never seen him since. That's the last we've seen him, when we watched him swim in the lake. So I guess what I can say is it's all good. It's all good. Like a wild mama and two babies. One of them is larger than the other one, so one of them must be a little buck. And 4 huge bucks. Thank you, South Fresh Deer Food. Oh my gosh. If y'all don't have a Texas Hunter feeder at your house, you sure need one. You'll pay its dividends in just pure joy over and over again. One of the things I wanted to look at while I was in here was Casper. Casper has grown up to be quite a handsome young man. That is his very first horns, very first ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4 on his very first antlers. We'll take some good looks at him here. He's not going to come around real close because he's, the only time I ever handled him was when he was really young. And we let him grow up because we thought we might have to let him out in the wild. And if we had 2 bucks, and so we knew we wouldn't be keeping them both in here with those. We did that anyway because they probably weren't big enough to kill each other. We don't know really what all happened, but we do know that his brother, Ice, unfortunately got the blue tongue, and boy, he didn't last long. We doctored him, but he just didn't last long. But we see that we have Casper, who looks beautiful, and he's a pretty doggone good size for his very first horns. He's going to be impressive next year. Now, his daddy, right there, Prince Charming, has big horns this year, but he broke them all off, so he has none. So we'll have to wait a couple months and see what happens there, and we'll see what his 3rd set of horns look like. They should be ginormous. I'm talking ginormous. We'll see what that boy's 2nd set of horns are. And that's not but just a few months away. It'll be here before you know it. Beautiful, beautiful boy. You can see Prince Charming. He just got broken horns and got nothing left almost. He will shed those and start all over again. The joy and the heartbreak of trying to get some albinos going and trying to get some pieballs. That's what we're really hoping will happen. Now, supposedly, if people are telling me correctly, pieballs will come about maybe from Tiny and August once they breed this fall. So it will not be this year we have any pieballs, but maybe next year, 25.